I was actually pregnant with identical twins. So we had been at St. John's every other week and everything had been completely fine. And at that last ultrasound, they started noticing that Calvin was taking more fluid from Kobe. 2 days later, we were supposed to leave to have a procedure done that they can actually even out the fluid between the twins. The next night, I was at work. My husband and I were going to be leaving for St. Louis that night, and my water broke. I was in labor for probably, I think it was 36 hours or so. At one point, the doctor said, Kristen, I can't find the heartbeat of baby A. So a couple minutes later, they actually ended up finding a flutter. And that's when he said, we really need to make a decision of what we're going to do. If you want to try to save at least one of them, we need to go into an emergency C-section right away. So literally, I think we made that decision at 2:05 in the morning, and the boys were born at 2:14 and 2:15. It was really fast. Kobe, baby A, was stillborn, and Calvin, baby B, was rushed to the NICU. Kobe was 1-3 and Calvin was 1-4. And that pretty much started our 130-day stay at St. John's. I feel like just now we're starting to grieve over Kobe because you have to, for so long, be focused on Calvin, who was fighting every single day, to live. I think just now we really, really have started, to grieve over Kobe. And every night we rock Calvin to bed, and every single night we, have him say goodnight to Kobe and say a prayer. And I think the hardest part is looking at Calvin, knowing that, he was identical. And it's almost like I can see Kobe next to him. It's hard. The nurses that were with us in labor and delivery, they took Kobe to the NICU and put him in Calvin's incubator and took pictures for us. And so I have them in a shadow box, and that's, the only picture that I really have of the boys together. And I just love that. I mean, it actually, warms my heart to look at it. The first 10 days, they say, are the most critical. To be honest, it was almost like everything was status quo for the first 10 days. And everyone kept warning us that there was a NICU roller coaster ahead. I feel like from day 10 and on, that's absolutely what it was every single day. The biggest thing with Calvin was his lungs and his lung development. That was really the biggest struggle that we had every day, day in and day out. We are so grateful and so lucky that he never once had a brain bleed. He had to have had at least 9 or 10 blood transfusions throughout the time that he was there. And really, overall, I have to say that I am so grateful for being born at 23 weeks. I really can't tell you the stories that we've heard. Calvin's an absolute miracle. It was literally his lungs. I'll never forget, actually, it was the second week. He had been having a horrible day with apnea and bradycardia spells, and we had actually walked out of the NICU because it was within the first couple weeks, and I really couldn't handle watching it anymore. And we ended up leaving that night, and we got a call on our cell phones at, I think it was like 10 or 10:30 that night. And I mean, we just froze. It was almost like we looked at each other like, there's no way that, he's gone. And they moved him to another room. Everyone at St. John's is honestly, they are so personable, and they really become your family. I mean, when you are there every single day, they truly become the people that you open up to. So many of them took an interest in Calvin, and I feel like truly, truly loved him like they were his own. And even now, we have nurses that they've checked on me since I've been back to work. Just absolutely amazing. I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better place to be. And that helped, knowing that they were with him every day. Clint and I talked about the day that he was going to be released and what we were going to do. And then that day came, and you want to leave, but you're so scared and nervous, and, to take somebody home that's been taken care of in a hospital with doctors and nurses their entire lives, and they're on oxygen. And I felt like the nurses and doctors were my friends, and they were the ones that got us through every single day. So I'm like, how are we supposed to do this on our own? I don't think that you could ever thank them enough. I mean, they truly take an interest, and knowing that they take an interest in the children that are with them every day just helps parents so much to trust and know that their child is, being loved. They're just the most amazing people that I've ever met.